What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Friday the 14th podcast. One of your hosts, the Emo Cell One, Franco.
Yes, and I'm your other host, Manny Fresh, and that's Fresh with a PH because you know what? I'm going to come up with the slogan sometime soon. Just give me time. It's coming someday. Send me your suggestions.
Comment down below some suggestions. How's your week going, man?
My week is going, man. It's going good. It's just a good week, man. I guess it's a good week as long as Amazon packages are coming in and there's another order on its way. I think life is great.
Yep. I got another external hard drive for my editing and all that shit. It's 4 terabyte.
That's Dude, oh my gosh, 4 terabytes. My PS4 is a 1 terabyte. You got 4 terabytes going on for you, bro. That's awesome.
I went through a lot. I bought a 2 terabyte last October. Went through it. I need another one by January. No. What are we? We're March, right? Yeah, I needed bought another one in February, but that was a 1 terabyte. I already need another one, so I bought this one. I'm like, hopefully this one lasts a little bit longer, but we shall see.
It means you're making content, and that's always a good thing.
It's always a good thing. Put out some content for all the listeners.
All the listeners to listen to and watch.
But today, it's a different type of episode. We're not reviewing a movie. We are reviewing... we're not reviewing anything, actually. We're just listening to our top 5 1990 horror movies. Movies that were released from 1990 to 1999.
Yes, when they thought the world was going to end because the new millennium was getting started.
Yep.
And it didn't. The only thing that happened was Berenstain changed to Berenstain. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a real thing. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not tripping.
And computers almost took over. Almost.
Yeah, almost. We almost had Terminator 2, but it didn't happen. Still here.
No idea.
For now, though, like AI is becoming a thing. I just realized that AI is becoming a thing and it's kind of taken over. And pretty soon, computers will take over.
You know, with AI taking over, does iRobot count as a horror movie?
I can't call it a horror movie because Will Smith's portrayal is just so bright and funny in that. And then Shia LaBeouf, it's I don't know, no, it's too Shia LaBeouf's in it. Remember?
Was he?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he's in it. He cusses. I remember that's the first movie I saw him cussing. And
That's right. I was thinking of I Am Legend in my head. Yeah.
Oh, I Am Legend. I would consider that somewhat like horror suspense. I Am Legend definitely, but not iRobot. Unless that is maybe psychological horror. It could fall into some category, like artificial intelligence horror.
That was what inspired. I can't even think of the movie right now. Hereditary.
Really? iRobot inspired Hereditary? I'm like, what? That's I can't even catch the reference.
You said psychological horror.
Oh, psychological horror, yeah.
It was that early set of psychological horror.
Yeah, like the Babadook. Gosh, Lord.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Babadook. But in our top 5 1990s horror movies that we enjoy.
Yes.
My list is kind of you can tell what kind of movies I like, what kind of horror movies I like, honestly. But we want y'all to play along. So if y'all are watching live, comment down below your list from 1990, January 1st, 1990 to December 31st, 1999.
Mm-hmm.
You want to jump right in?
Let's just jump right in, man. I want to talk about horror films from the 90s that absolutely make me want to bust.
All right, we're going to start with number 5, going down. You go ahead.
You're killing me, man. But my number 5 pick is The Faculty, 1998. That movie has stuck with me my entire life. Josh Hartnett is a cutie. I don't care what anybody says. He's a good-looking man. And Famke Janssen, as a young kid, before X-Men, young Manny was like, yo, is she cute? And I don't know. To this day, I still Jordana Brewster's in that film too. I still really enjoy that film. And
That was her original family.
Elijah, huh?
That was her original
That's the
family.
original family. Yeah, Elijah Wood is in it as well. So it's like, I just can't get enough of it. And when I saw that, I was like, wait, The Faculty. I know that's a '90s film. Sure enough, 1998, The Faculty. It's my number 5 pick.
I'm gonna go right off you. That's my number 5 pick as well. 1998, The Faculty.
I did not expect that.
I didn't see it whenever I was younger, but I did see it whenever you wanted to do it right before we left the podcast.
Yeah.
I watched it, I watched it with Nick, I think, and I really enjoyed it. It was a good movie. I looked up, horror movies to refresh my memory because I like 3 of them. I was like, okay, I need 2 more, and then I was like, I think The Faculty was 1990, but I was like, I'm not too sure. So I looked that one up specifically. I was like, okay, 98, cool, it makes the list.
Yes.
But yeah, Jordana Brewster made it right before Family.
Yeah, right before she joined the Fast family, she was with a different family.
Yeah, and Elijah Wood as well. So
yeah, Elijah Wood.
Number 4.
Yeah, number 4 exactly. No, I'm just kidding. My number 4 pick is I Know What You Did Last Summer, 1997. That movie sticks with me. Again, it was on repeat when I was younger. Me, my mind. The fact that I had a crush on Jennifer Love Hewitt when I was a kid. So this definitely had to be in this. Like, there's even an episode of Boy Meets World that she's in, and it's horror themed. But yeah, like for some reason, like she gave off Amy Jo Johnson vibes, which is the girl who played the Pink Ranger. But no, and Freddie Prinze Jr., Sarah Michelle Gellar's in it. Is it Brandy? No, Brandy's not in the first one. I think she's in the second one. But those were the notable characters that still run through my mind. That movie, as a kid, I saw it. I don't even remember being scared of it more than just enjoying it when I was younger. And I guess the only thing that carried my fear was the fact that I got to stare at Jennifer Love Hewitt the whole time. I thought she was really pretty, and young Manny was like, "Ooh, this is a fun movie." And then Freddie Prinze Jr., before he was Fred in the Scooby-Doo franchise, that guy was there. So yeah, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Definitely my number 4 pick. I mean, yeah, my number 4 pick.
No, number 4 for me is also I Know What You Did Last Summer, 1997. I included it in there because I'm a big fan of Kelvin Williamson, and he's the one that wrote. I don't think he directed. I think he just wrote it, and he also did Scream and whatnot. But yeah, that one always I remember so vividly and shit. So I had to include it in my list, but I'm not huge fan of it, so I had to put it lower down. But I did try and stay away from on this list from sequels.
Yes, so did. Oh well, actually, not well. No, I wish I did, but no, I didn't stay away from sequels.
Yeah, I stayed away from sequels because I was like, it'll be too easy because everybody knows the type of movies I love. But I'm gonna go number 3 because you're taking my list.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say Leprechaun, 1993. I put this one in the list because of he's a iconic horror figure, and it may not be have lived up to all these years later, but he's a horror icon. So Leprechaun.
His sequels may not have lived up to, but the character itself is still very worthy. And I completely forgot that was a '90s film. So that was really good choice. You get young Jennifer Aniston in that one.
Yeah.
Especially, I think, there's a scene when he calls her on the phone, and I forgot what he does. It's I forgot what he does to her.
Yeah, he says,
"What's I don't want to get
movie."
Yeah, he says that, and she's like, it. No, no, dude, that's a really good choice, man. The asshole from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, the bully, he's in that film too. And yeah, no, dude, that movie kind of made me scared of houses in the middle of nowhere, kind of, because there's that house that they spend some of the movie in, and it just never doesn't seem like it's in a neighborhood. It's just where some of the stuff is going down. Another thing, look, if you take a leprechaun's gold and he asks you to give it back, just give him the damn gold. Except I mean, just don't take it to the first place, because that's the way this man works. Even if you give it back to him, he's still like, I'm gonna kill you. So Warwick Davis, shout out to you for making such a great leprechaun.
We actually reviewed this. We didn't review it because we were on the episode, but Nick and Juan reviewed this last year, in March, and
Wow.
I think Juan gave it a whole 1 or a 1.5. So
Yeah, dude,
I had to include
that's
it on the list because
crazy.
of that as well, and
Yeah.
the fact that we didn't include any movies for St. Patrick's Day this month.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I did say in the podcast yesterday, Happy St. Patrick's Day. Was it one of our is it this one at the Irish that and my fiance is half Irish, so I should have definitely been respecting y'all all of these years. Forgive me for the Lucky Charms jokes. We love y'all here at the Friday the 14th podcast. I'm engaged to one of your own, so I shouldn't joke around about the Irish as much as I do. But maybe I have a free pass. Is that the way it works? I let her make Hispanic jokes, so I mean, does it work that way? Y'all let me know. Um,
Okay.
so I did want to mention though that I know what you did last summer. It's actually they're working on another one because there's I know what you did last summer. I still want to know what you did last summer. And then the worst in the franchise that let's just forget it ever happened was I'll always know what you did last summer, which was a straight to DVD movie that had none of the original cast in it. It's stupid. Don't spend your time watching it. It's dumb. Even the ending is stupid.
We'll be reviewing
But
next week on the Friday the 14th.
no, no, please, I will not watch it. But what I found out was that, like, I think was it Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. The studio saw the success of the Scream movies and was like, we want something like that, a revival. And so they kind of pitched an idea, and the company that brought the first two to life was like, okay, we're gonna run with that. So I think it's headed in the direction where we're gonna receive a reprisal of the characters from the original two. So I just thought that was like a fun little tidbit to mention to any of y'all who are waiting out there for another.
All three of you.
Oh no! Yeah, all three, yeah, all three of y'all that are waiting for another. I know what you did last summer, but you did give your number 3 pick,
Yeah,
right?
number 3.
Okay. How dare you? I love that one. I love that movie too. Bad guy. I'm sorry. I'm looking up a movie real fast to make sure I'm not stupid. That make sure it's not in the 90s, because if it is, I'm gonna off myself. Okay, thank God. No, it missed it by a year. Thank God. I was like, Final Destination's 1999, right? I was like, not on my list, but I love that movie. It's 2000, so it's safe. Okay, cool. Not a fake fan. Um, so yeah. So number 5 is The Faculty. Number 4 was I know what you did last summer. My number 3 pick in this film is Army of Darkness. I absolutely have this crazy obsession with all things The Evil Dead. It's a movie that I avoided watching for years, and then my father-in-law was like, "Have you ever watched The Evil Dead?" And I was like, "I only saw the 2013 remake, never seen the original." He's like, "We should watch the original." So I sat through the first one, thinking that this man had seen every single film, and so that led me on a spiral. A week or two after I saw the first one, I go and watch Evil Dead 2. I go and watch Army of Darkness. I sit through all of Ash versus the Evil Dead. I'm purchasing the games, the Funko Pops, the action figures. And then I go ask a question. I like ask my father-in-law, I'm like, hey, I'm trying to understand why Evil Dead 2 starts like that. And he's like, well, I don't know. I've only seen the first one. I'm like, what? So I thank him for my obsession with a franchise that he himself has not seen in completion. Army of Darkness to me is a fun movie. It is horror themed, and it just seemed like it was a lot of fun to make. I absolutely love Sam Raimi. I love Bruce Campbell. I'm excited. Like even going back and watching the original Evil Dead. Let me know the remake 2013. I still enjoyed it, and now we're getting Evil Dead Rise, which we will also be covering on this podcast. That's going to be releasing soon. But Army of Darkness definitely takes my number 3 pick. On the list because I love it. I love Bruce Campbell. I want to kiss you on the cheek. You're a really cool guy. And the movie itself is very fun. I got t-shirts that I'm rocking. Army of Darkness. No, Evil Dead 2. I got the Army of Darkness Steelbook, with like a special edition cover on it, and it's a chef's kiss. It's a thing of beauty. I want that steelbook image on a t-shirt, but a man can only hope.
I haven't seen that movie.
Yes.
I'm wondering if I need to see any of the movies to see this new one coming out, or if I don't. Because
No,
okay, cool.
no, you're good.
I do need to watch the movies, so I actually haven't seen them. There it is. I need to cough.
Franco's
Number 2.
currently dying.
Yes, I am. My current. I've been almost dying all week, man. I've been kind of like sick.
Dude, no.
Number two. I have maybe one of the original found footage. I think. I don't know, but I included it because I love found footage, and this movie kind of started it all. The Blair Witch Project from 1999. It almost missed it by that much. But yeah, Blair Witch Project by 1999. It was a good film. I really enjoyed it, and like the main reason I put on this because it's one of the originals for found footage.
Yes, it actually is the original found footage film.
And it was like before. It was during around the internet time, but like no one knew that like it didn't actually happen, but that it actually happened and whatnot for a while. So like, pretty cool.
Yeah, the sequel's complete trash, but
yes,
the first Blair Witch Project is a thing of beauty, and they've even made another one that wasn't that great either. That was like what 2016, 2017. But the first one, dude, honestly, that's a really good list. The Blair Witch Project, I'm a fan of found footage. For some reason, I just love seeing everything through the lens of a camera. It's kind of weird because I even love like the films like Unfriended where it's all done through a computer screen and Skype. I think that's cool. I think that anything that takes horror in a different direction or plays with what we're used to seeing all the time, I think it works really, really freaking well. And I know some people, horror fans, like, no, that's stupid, blah blah blah. But it's like, no, like it's pretty dope. And Blair Witch Project opened up that door for so many creators. I mean, I don't even think we'd have a VHS series if it wasn't for Blair Witch and the success of found footage films. So, dude, that is a really great number 2 pick, bro. I'm proud of you. I'm going to jump off now because you win.
Nick, if you're still in the chat, like, drop down your list of top 5 1990s.
Yes, please, Nick.
But
I hear you.
Mr. Fresh.
Number 2. My number 2 pick. You want to know what my number 2 pick is?
Number 2.
Scream. 1996 is my number 2 pick on this list. There's just, man, I love Ghostface. I would not do what Stu did and Billy did. Of course not. I'm not crazy like that. But I don't know if I'd want to run away from Ghostface or ask for a selfie. You know? I mean, just the idea of Scream, the entire franchise, and it's not just me being like, oh, you're just on the hot train right now because you sold a new one. And you're like, no, I genuinely enjoy the first Scream film. I think it's really well done. I love the horror tropes, the fact that it's meta, and it like is a commentary in a way on horror films in general. I think movies like that can be really fun if they're done properly, and this film does that. And it has continued to do that with the sequels on kind of poking fun at horror tropes and things that you can't, like, never say I'll be back, don't have sex, you know what I mean? It's a real fun film. Definitely hits my number 2 spot. It's so great. Please, anybody that is mad at me for not putting it in my number 1, don't come at me. I have a lot of respect for these films, and that's why it's number 2. It's good.
I respect your number 2. I enjoy your number 2. I enjoyed it so much. I'm putting it as my number 1.
You son of a.
Yeah, Scream, 1996. If you don't know by now, it's my favorite horror franchise. So, my favorite franchise, I think. I don't know, but yeah, nothing like the original. I did stay away from sequels because if not, then Scream 2 would have also been on my list. It probably would have replaced I Know What You Did Last Summer. But yeah, Ghostface. We're introduced to a new type of horror type. During '96, it really scared people.
Slasher.
Yeah, it really scared people, and then like it was also meta, and
Hmm.
every almost everyone has been better than the last or as good as the last, but except part three. I like part three,
Yeah,
but
that's what I said.
yeah,
But I
part
don't blame
four.
him.
Yeah, part four. I thought I was gonna do keep doing it, but then didn't. Then part five, part six. Part six was amazing. But yeah, Scream 1996 for my number one top five 90s.
I love it, bro. I love that your number one is Scream. That's really good. So I'm gonna be like Watch Mojo and give my honorable mentions list. No, I'm just kidding. I can talk about that after this. Uh, but no, my number one of all of these films, I may get hated on. People may say I'm a loser. People may come at me sideways. But in the year 1990, a sequel was released, and to me, it is a better than the original, and better than the third. And to be honest with you, I think it's my favorite in the franchise as far as the movies go. Child's Play 2, that hits my number one spot. I love Chucky. I will admit, I'm not afraid to admit that it may not be in the limelight in a way as it was, but to have the first maybe 5 films solidly placed in theaters, whether the quality was great or not, Child's Play 2 is by far my favorite in the franchise. It sticks with me. It has stuck with me to this very day. The idea of Chucky having a burnt face in a toy factory messed me up as a kid, and to this day, it's just so freaking good. I can go back and watch it, and I enjoy it just as much as I did the first time I saw it. So when it comes to thinking of Child's Play as a whole, Part Two, to this day, I'm still a Chucky fan. I watch all things Chucky related, even have enjoyed the series. Um, of the Chucky series, even though I do need to catch up on season 2. I'm waiting for it to drop on some type of streaming website because I do not want to pay for USA or Sci-Fi. Forgive me, but cable is a thing of the past. I wish some people would come to terms with that. And on top of that, what was I going to say about it? Other than it being number one, yeah, I didn't really. Honestly, I wasn't a big fan of the remake 2019 one with Aubrey Plaza and Mark Hamill as the voice of. I couldn't vibe with it. Would I see a sequel? Yes, because I saw the first one.
Aubrey Plaza's in
But
it?
yeah, she plays the mom.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, it's gory. It has its fun moments. It just isn't Brad Dourif, as the voice, and it's not the Chucky I grew up on. And I think that's okay to say. It's like you take a franchise and you try to twist it up and change the character, kind of like what they did with Hellboy. They went from Ron Perlman to David Arbor. I love David Arbor, but did he play a great Hellboy? No. I love Mark Hamill, but does he play a good Chucky? No. There's nothing wrong with saying that. But Child's Play 2 holds a special place in my heart. Definitely makes my number one hit. And I just absolutely adore this film, man. I love it. I want to hug it. I want to give it a little kiss. A little kiss goodnight. Let it know just how much I love it, too.
Do you have the Chucky Funko Pop?
Yes, I do. I have a variety of Chucky Funko Pops.
Good.
Yeah.
But I think that's what I love about Scream. They haven't the voice actor for the Ghostface. They haven't replaced him. He's all the way through.
Yeah. That's really good. I like when they do that. I like when they keep and it's kind of crazy because the voice of Chucky, you can tell the man's much older, Brad Dourif. And so when you hear him speak in the new Chucky franchise, the new series, it's definitely aged his voice. And so Chucky sounds a bit off sometimes, but it's I don't blame the guy. People get older, voices get raspy. Carrie Fisher. Not to be rude, Ray Liotta. I think sometimes cigarettes really fuck up your vocal cords. I quit a year and some months ago, so I could still talk and not sound like, what are they selling? Chocolates. But not saying that that's what Brad Dourif's voice did, but Carrie Fisher and Ray Liotta, they definitely saw the bad side of cigarette smoking. And
But that's our list. Our top 5.
Top 5 horror films of the 90s.
Next week we'll be back to review The Barbarian, which is on HBO Max, I believe. Right?
Yes, HBO Max does have The Barbarian. There is no physical release for it yet. Did you know that at all?
Yeah, I think you told me that like last month.
Yeah, I heard that they might not even make a physical, and that makes me so mad. It makes me want to break down doors. I'm like, a physical release of a Justin Long film that I cannot hold in my hands? Are you tripping?
Yeah, he told me that last month. We had a conversation. I was like, "Wow, I'm Racing Man is so mad."
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get heated up again and start cussing. But I was gonna ask you a question though. Did you have an honorable mentions list? Like anything that you could have made your list but just didn't?
Not like I didn't have anything written down, but I know the Barbarian. Not the Barbarian. What the fuck? Scream 2, like I said, was on. Would have been on my list.
Yeah.
And probably just because I think the two Leprechaun 2 and 3 were in the 90s as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to say I like 3. From what I remember.
3? Leprechaun 3?
Unless it was 2. I can't remember.
Wait, it's not Leprechaun in Space, right? What was Leprechaun in Space?
That was like 5, I think, or 4.
The second one, he's in Vegas, if I'm correct.
Okay, what was 3? Because I know 4 was 3 in the hood? Because I think 4 was Back to the Hood.
I think. Oh yeah, no, because it's like Leprechaun 2 he's in Vegas, Leprechaun 3 he's in space, and I think 4 he's in the hood, 5 he's back to the hood. If I'm correct, if I'm saying that correctly.
Maybe it was the space. No, maybe it was Vegas. I don't know. One of those movies. This is my honorable mention.
Oh shoot!
And I think that's it.
Those are your honorable. It turns out when I was looking up films from the 90s, I didn't realize just how many there were from the 90s that I thoroughly enjoyed.
Oh,
and so I was writing down like, go ahead.
The original It.
Yeah, that's also I was going by and I'm writing down like all of my honorable mentions, and I'm like, you know what, just in case we talk about these. But yeah, It definitely made my honorable mention list. But it's crazy, dude, the amount. Like Leprechaun, definitely honorable mentions. The Frighteners, which is the film with Michael J. Fox. I really enjoy that. There's Misery with James Caan and Kathy Bates. That's another one I really like. Tales from the Dark Side. I love the series. There was a movie in the 90s. Wishmaster, the first Wishmaster. That could have been a great horror franchise, but it fell off really bad. But I still respect the first movie. You have Silence of the Lambs. Anthony Hopkins, Jodie Foster. Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Yes, it may be a sequel, but it was a sequel that I really enjoyed because it broke the norm. Like it was Freddy in the real world, as if everything kind of really happened. Urban Legend. Michael Rosenbaum is an amazing guy. Urban Legend definitely has to make it. It's on there. Blair Witch Project. From Dusk Till Dawn. That's another one. Danny Trejo's in that. Salma Hayek, George Clooney, Quentin Tarantino. House on Haunted Hill. Not that great on the rewatch, but I did thoroughly enjoy it when I was younger. Candyman, 1992. Candyman made that list. And then Idle Hands. I don't know if you've ever seen Idle Hands. Jessica, Devin Siwa. The guy who is the main character in Final Destination. He's the main character in this film. He's also in the Chucky franchise, the Chucky show. But he's in Idle Hands, and it's a crazy movie about I can't really explain it, but Seth Green's in it. It's a comedy. It's a horror comedy. It's really funny. I definitely remember watching that as a kid, and so to this day I enjoy it. Disturbing Behavior, which is a film with James Marsden, and I believe Katie Holmes, and it's kind of weird, but I saw it on Netflix years ago and just thought was like, oh my gosh, this film's pretty good. It also went under the radar. And then to top it all off, The Haunting. That movie had Catherine Zeta-Jones, Liam Neeson, Owen Wilson, and Owen Wilson's death in that movie still messed me up as a kid, and it's still one of it's to see Owen Wilson die. First of all, he is beheaded in that film, and the way it happens too is just something else. So those are my honorable mentions. I know it was a lot. Sorry.
When he died, did he say "Wow"?
Yeah, he's like, "Wow!" And then the thing hit his head off and decapitated him. And as he was flying in the air, he's like, "Ka-chow!" And I was like, "Oh shit, it's crazy. This is crazy." None of that. Yeah, so the 90s had a crap load of horror films because there's a lot on this list that I didn't mention, but there are big names like Tremors. I know people love Tremors. Every single Candyman film was through the 90s. Like all the sequels, they ended by the 90s. And it's just like, wow. Like that is
Wow.
crazy. Wow. Yeah.
But,
Even like it's, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, like if Scream had not continued after 3, all of those would have hit the 90s too, right? Because 99 was Scream 3.
I don't think Scream 3 was 99. I think it was like
Was it
01? 03?
was it 01? Or did I hear that originally it was supposed to be released in 99? Let me see.
Maybe it was 2000 actually. Yeah, it was 2000.
Oh wow, okay. No, I thought it was 99. Wow. All right, yeah, it's 2000. Okay, so
It
no,
missed
that
it
one's
by a
barely
month
missed.
and a half. It was February 4th.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think Scream 2 was rushed because of the success of the first one. They're like, let's get it out because I think the first one hit December 97.
Oh shoot.
Oh, Nick has his
Nick just posted the list.
Halloween, H2O, It, Scream 2. I know he did last summer. Blair Witch Project, Honor, Ernest Scared Stupid.
Dude, Ernest Scared Stupid is so good. Oh man, dude, thank you for mentioning that. Ernest Scared Stupid. I'm adding that to my.
Yeah, the first Scream was on December 96 and the second one was December 97. So a year apart. But they like rushed it. They were like, oh, let's make another one right away.
That's the same thing they did with the success of I Know What You Did Last Summer. The second one was a year later. What a time to be alive.
The Scream, Kevin Williamson didn't want to do it. I think it was that movie he didn't want to do, and he only did it because to get them to do I Know What You Did Last Summer, or it's vice versa. He wanted Scream out, but wanted to get I Know What You Did Last Summer as well. Something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's the list. Thank you for listening, watching. Next week is The Barbarian, March 29th. April 5th, we're going to review The Menu, which is on HBO Max as well. April 12th, we'll be back with the top 5 Scream King / Queen. Horror King, Horror Queen.
Yeah.
And April 19th is Rainfield. April 26th is Evil Dead.
Yes.
And we'll let y'all know next time. Y'all can follow social media. Friday the 14th podcast. I'm at Rastin Tacos. And you can follow my great co-host, can't think of the word.
Yeah.
Co-host over here who collects a whole bunch of stuff and posts on social media.
Yeah. At Fresh TV 217 on Instagram. Greatly appreciate the follow.
And we'll catch y'all guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace. Thanks for joining.
Tacos.
Dr. Pepper.